All right, let me introduce you to GoFindSpend. It's an augmented reality fundraising game offered by Funster Fun Get-Togethers and FunFinder. Now, people play the game by downloading the game app and then go out into the community in order to find and deposit spendables, virtual money they use to buy products and services provided by local and national businesses. They do this at online auctions, raffles, and/or shopping sprees held the first 3 days of every quarter. Players find spendables by visiting various real-life locations in the community where the game is taking place on behalf of the charity. Typically, there are 100 locations set up as the go-to spots, 80% being around participating businesses and 20% at public community locations. An augmented reality character appears in each of these locations by virtue of a transparent video initially triggered by a target or world image. Ultimately, as the game matures, it will be triggered by an interactive action, a capture, a tag, a net, a hook, by the participant based on geolocation.
Hi, I'm Funster Starlight, and you found me. Your treasure is 500 spendables. To bank them, enter the secret word, which is shelf.
The game process has 3 different levels. Interacting with the AR characters guides players through the 3 levels of the game. Each level impacts how and how many spendables are banked. Level 1 is merely an interaction with the AR character, whereby information is passed from the character to the player. This can be as simple as the character telling them how many spendables they get for having found them and how to deposit them. Initially, this will be done by entering the secret word provided by the character. There are other more creative ways provided by the character in order to make found spendables bankable as well. For example, the player may be asked to visit a YouTube video and identify some key elements that can be used to activate the spendables for deposit. Or they may be asked to find a trigger image with secondary activation information. Another level 1 activation trigger is where the character asks them to do something in the physical world that then triggers release of a code that activates spendables for deposit. At this level, the process is always automated by apps or AR technology. Whatever is done will need to trigger release of information, either by web, video, or email. For example, if the charity is a food bank and a law firm is a sponsor, players may get instructions from the AR character to go into the firm, pick up some food, and deliver it to the food bank, along the way getting the secret word triggered when they point their phone at a specific image at the food bank. Level 2 of the game process is where players can double and even triple the value of a given spendable deposit. They do this by taking on a GoFindSpend challenge, following clues offered by the AR characters. Clues that typically ask them to solve riddles and brain teasers, answer trivia questions, or perhaps win at a particular simple game. All these are performed right on their phone and tablet. When they have accomplished the Level 2 challenge, the upspendable codes they are provided with enable a multiplier to work on specific deposited spendables.
Hi, I'm Funster Henry, and you found me. Your treasure is 500 spendables. To bank them, enter the secret word, which is cherry tree.
Level 3 of the game process is rare because it involves the supporting charity and a sponsoring business directly, something businesses pay extra for. The key is that whatever is involved is altruistic and asks players to do something charitable. A found AR character may say something like, "Holy moly, friend, not only did you find me, but I was just given a spend maxable that I can only offer to one player, and that's you." The character then directs them what to do. For example, they may be asked to call the charity, give them a secret code word which would trigger instructions for the player to go sing a song for a lonely person in a nursing home, make a homemade card and take it to someone in the hospital, or take a selfie delivering a box of toys to a homeless shelter, or planting a tree, etc. When they do this, players get direct rewards from sponsoring businesses, activated with a code word and ID used at the store or online. Everyone who plays GoFindSpend needs to register with a username and password. Once they do, they get a private online game player page that has their profile information, general instructions, a blog, chat functions, and social media functions. Players also use the page to deposit and keep track of their Spendables account. Accumulated Spendables are then usable at auctions, raffles, and shopping sprees held the first 3 days of each quarter. The process of posting and using Spendables requires manual input by the player using secret words, codes, answers, and will soon be automated. Each community's fundraising program offers its own game, its own app, its own spendable bank accounts, and its own auctions, raffles, and shopping sprees. In this particular case, Testy F, which is the profile name, found 3 Funsters when he was out and about. Now, if you look at the summary, you'll see that he found Dark Horse for 300, he found Donnie for 100, and he found Frankie for 700, and that becomes then a total of 1,600 Spendables, which then he can go and spend at the auctions, the raffles, or the shopping sprees at the beginning of each quarter. Game participants do their shopping online, providing the charity and businesses more opportunities for marketing communications. This adds yet another interactive component to the game, including such things as links to live Facebook streaming or Instagram postings. Any participant with Spendables in their bank can shop during the 3-day auctions, raffles, or shopping sprees held every quarter. They are not obligated to pay for the right to shop, but as a fundraiser, they are encouraged to make a voluntary suggested donation of $10. The communication about this is that it helps defray the cost of providing the shopping services. These transactions take place using credit cards as an online option when players first sign on to go shopping. The game provider manages the process and is paid 20% of these donations for its services. Authorized deposits into a Spendables account builds a balance that is depleted as players purchase items. Administratively, the process uses a points-based e-commerce website that blends auction, raffle, and/or regular e-commerce functionality. Items purchased with Spendables are provided by participating businesses, individuals, and national sponsors. Once a transaction is completed, as the game provider, we step out of the loop, and the products and services are managed and distributed directly either by the participating businesses or by the charity. Typically, businesses deliver their own or sponsored products and services, and in the case of individual donations, the charity will do the distribution. Here's how charity participation works. Charities pay nothing up front for the fundraising game. The game provider is compensated for services at a rate of 20% of the monthly participation fee paid by donating businesses. There is only one nonprofit charity involved in the fundraising game in each community, rural area, or urban neighborhood. These are typically communities serving a population of 8,500 to 15,000 people. Now, charities have a fourfold role pertaining to the GoFindSpend game itself. First, they host the fundraising game and are the centerpiece to the game's purpose. As such, they provide branded collateral for the game provider to use when reaching into the community for support. Secondly, they serve as the hub of communication about the game, using mailing and emailing lists, local public relations, and online appeals to promote the game, using social media. While the game provider is responsible for setting up and running the quarterly online auctions, raffles, and shopping sprees, the charity does serve as a secondary participant by optionally working as hosts, presenters, and in the case of individual donations, distribution managers. And number 4, while employees and board members of the nonprofit can't play the game, they can participate in other ways by soliciting in-kind donations, talking the game up around the area, and taking an active supporting role from the other side on Level 3 play, involving direct connections between players and participating businesses.
Hi, I'm Funster Nina, and you found me. Your treasure is 500 spendables. To bank them, enter the secret word, which is bacon.
There are 6 ways a donating business can get involved in the fundraising game, for which, if they would like, they have 1 or 2 augmented reality characters placed in or around their business, as well as the positive public relations that goes with being a donating participant during auctions, raffles, and shopping sprees. The first 2 are required for participation, and the last 4 are optional. It is required that they pay a $20 per month participation fee on a credit card. It is also required that they provide an annual in-kind donation, valued at the lowest regularly offered price that is equal to $240. Now please note that in-kind donations from businesses must be direct and without requirement. Such things as coupons, BOGOs, free with purchase, etc. are not acceptable. In-kind donations are offered at the quarterly spending events. Now they can also, at no additional cost, give in-kind donations for promotional purposes, including coupons, BOGOs, free with purchase, and so on, once they've done their direct donation. Number 4, at an additional cost, business, vendor, and/or products and services advertising within the app and game promotions and on player pages, as well as integrated AR character-specific language are available. 5th, at an additional cost, Level 3 game integration with the recipient charity involving direct action requests to players involving donors, players, and the charity, as we described earlier. And number 6, at an additional cost, hosting the quarterly auction, raffle, and/or shopping spree. The charity is able to provide the business with a charitable contribution receipt for tax purposes at the retail selling value of the in-kind donation and the monthly contribution. Individuals who wish to donate items to the game for sale at quarterly spending events do so at the discretion of the charity. The game provider strongly urges that items donated be vetted closely, ideally be new or next to new, and be easily marketable. Donating an iTunes gift card is a great item, while donating an old pair of ski boots is to be highly discouraged. Donors receive a charitable contribution receipt for items at market value. The game provider is able to sell sponsorships within the app and the website to national sponsors, the proceeds of which help underwrite the cost of delivering the fundraising program. The charity is not involved in this portion of the program, and there is no charitable contribution receipt. However, national companies may choose to donate in-kind items and services for local spending events, for which they do get a receipt. This is ideal for such things as new product introductions, closeouts, collaborations, and promotional tie-ins. Please note that as with local donors, national donors are only permitted to do direct, no-requirement donations, and there may be non-compete restrictions involved. And those are the rules and processes and outcomes of the fundraiser called GoFindSpend.